Got it, crib, got it, job on it. Did I ever ask you to take me to go shopping in Paris or go sailing overseas and just drape me? Hello loves and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Hello babies. Welcome back, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Arizona. I'm 23 years old and I'm a senior in college. Welcome to my family, my channel, my vibes. So it's been a fairly long time since I've made a little video, especially a story time. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I'm not going to do too much talking on this intro. This is what the story time is about today, as you can see by the title. So this happened back in March of 2018. I was on my way to school. This was at 5 o'clock in the morning, around there. My bus came at like 5:50, 6 o'clock. So I was, any normal day, I was literally just walking to my bus stop like I do every Monday through Friday. And on this particular day, I was changing my music and I literally looked both ways. There wasn't a car coming. And then for a split second, I looked down. It was my right of way to walk. And the car smacked me, kept going. It hit me on my left side. I flipped a little bit. My shoe flipped off and did a figure 8 in the air and landed perfectly on the floor. You are allowed to laugh. It is okay. After that, I was kind of in shock, like my adrenaline was pumping at that point. Phone was, clutched in my hand. Don't think I've ever held something as hard as I did. The car kept driving. It was a hit and run. It was more than likely a stolen car. There wasn't a license plate on it. So if it was a stolen car, their license plate was in the inside of their window. Either way, there wasn't much the police could do about it. My phone was off at the time because I was a seasonal worker at the Cincinnati Zoo. So when it was off season, my phone was cut off. Like, that was my only source of income. Like I said, I was a senior in high school. I was not the person that was going to work 2-3 jobs personally in high school. I did end up getting a second job. My phone was off. So there was 4 witnesses at the scene, not including the other people that literally saw me get hit and just kept driving, going about their day. But 2-3 people stopped. One of them was another student that got on their bus, and he drove off on the bus, probably talked about it, but didn't come and assist. We had a lady and her mother who were bear witness right in front of me when I got hit. And then we had another man who I'm not sure what his profession was. I don't know if he was a lawyer or any of that, but he was there as well. So the lady and her mother, the lady got out the car. I ended up hobbling to the middle of the street to grab my shoe, and I went back to the curb. The lady told me, well, I was still trying to go to school. Let's stop there. I was still trying to go to school because I'm a senior in high school. I have exams, I have tests, I have things to do. So I said, well, we're going to school still. I just got hit. It's nothing major. I had on the sweatpants, not sweatpants. I had on my school uniform, khakis, my little school, my softball jacket, and I was going to school. She said, call your mother. I said, my phone's off, so I can't call her. She gave me her phone and said, call your mother. Her mother said to call my mother, and they told me to sit down. So I ended up calling my mom. I was like, Mom, I just got hit by a car. She said, excuse me? She said, come again. I said, I literally just got hit by a vehicle. Yeah. She was like, where are you? I was like, I'm sitting on the grass. These ladies wouldn't let me leave. So I'm just sitting here at my bus stop. She said, okay, here we come. About 5-10 minutes later, my brother darts up the street. The other guy that was at the scene, the guy, I don't know if he was a lawyer or whatever, he called the police. My brother darted up the street to get to me because where my bus stop was like 2 streets over from my house. So where my mom was heading to work, my brother went to school where my mom works at the time. So he literally ran up the street. My mom's after. She didn't run, but she did, speed walk to me. The guy was trying to do as much as he could to help with the situation. Like, he told the police officer it was a black car. I'm not good with cars.
the names of them, the model, the nothing. I'm not good with that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So I just know it was, I call it a regular car because it was just like a regular sized vehicle. It wasn't a truck, it wasn't a van, it was just a regular sized vehicle. He told the police this was the color of the car, this is how fast they were going. They were going about 50-60 miles per hour. All I had was some hobbling and some bruising. Got hit by a church, so I would like to say that the church was the reason I made it out. But my adrenaline was still pumping. I was shorter than what I was now, believe it or not. So that adrenaline was going through my little bitty body all day. But I did not end up going to school. My mom said, well, you're coming to work with me, which was my old elementary school, so I had no problem going. I knew all the teachers. Principal that was there at the time was one of my principals when I was going. So, I mean, I was always welcome to the school no matter what. So I was like, okay. I went with her all day. Went to go visit old teachers. Went to go visit everybody. Told everybody what happened. My mom ended up calling my best friend. She was the first person he just thought about contacting. Told him to tell all my teachers I just got hit by a car, so I won't be in school today, so I didn't get penalized for it. Yeah, the adrenaline didn't wear off until about 1, 2 o'clock. And I started feeling everything, and I was like, okay, now it's time to go to the hospital. Because I didn't go to the hospital straight after. Why? I didn't want to go. Yeah, I didn't want to go. So when I started feeling everything, when I was like, okay, now it's time to go. It's time to go. So we ended up going. I ended up having to, get undressed into the gowns. And I then saw the bruise. My shoulder to my ankle, all on my left side. Smacked me pretty hard. I was 17 at the time. I was 17. If I could find my little wristband picture, I'll pop it up there. But yeah, I was 17 at the time. The most they told me to do was literally to ice it and to rest for 2 weeks. I was in high school. I don't know how I was going to rest my leg for 2 straight weeks. But apparently I was going to rest my leg for 2 straight weeks. This was also a bummer for me because softball started like a week after. And I had to sit down for a whole week and watch. I went to the practices, but I just watched them practice for a full week. I was icing my body pretty much while they were in practice, just watching to see what I could do, because I was always starting 7 of softball, so it was kind of like I gotta watch y'all practice while I gotta sit here and just be here. But after my 2 weeks was up, softball resumed, so boom, that was the first time I got hit. I know I'm saying this like so plain, but I've told this story so many times, like it doesn't bother me or affect me anymore. I mean, other than the long-term damage of knee pain currently, it doesn't affect me anymore. The second time I got hit, because I am telling the first time and the second time, the second time I got hit, it was my first year of college. What type of luck do I have? And that time, it was February of 2019. February 2019. And I was walking home from school. I was going to UC at the time. I walked from UC's campus to my house. It was like 15-20 minute walk, depending on how I felt. So I did that. And as I was walking, same side, same scenario. It was my turn to walk. The car literally hit me. The car literally smacked me. He rolled down his window, kid you not, to look at me to make sure I was still breathing, and literally rolled his window back up and drove off. I didn't go to the hospital that second time. I told my mom to put some ice to the side for me, and I'll tell her what happened when I got home, because I was not in the mood for it. I literally was hobbling again on my left side, hobbled all the way home. It took me like an extra 20-30 minutes just to get home. I told my mom what happened. I literally didn't go to the hospital because I didn't want to hear ice it and sit down. No one wants to keep hearing ice it and sit down, but that's all I kept hearing. Because then shortly after the second time I got hit, I was dealing with problems on my left side. My knee would constantly go out, my shoulder would go out, my whole left side of my body would just drop and I would fall. It would take a little time for me to recover. Like, those were things I had to deal with, and no one ever did anything for me. They just gave me the strongest ibuprofen and said, just relax, da-da-da-da. I did not get physical therapy for it until 2021, which that therapy only lasted me a good 3 months of no pain, and then the pain came back, and I still have pain to this day. I am only 23 years old. I got smacked by 2 cars and survived them both. I am extremely grateful for that, because literally a year after my first time getting hit, or it might have been right after my second time, there was this girl who now, I think she would have been past a senior, I think she would have been graduated probably in high school by now, who I played softball against, who got hit twice as well and she did not make it. So I am extremely grateful for being alive for both of those times. I just don't like the internal pain that it has caused as far as my knee. Like I tell everybody all the time, my knee is a little disformed. I have a lot of fluid inside of my knee that they won't drain, they won't do anything about. I have gave up since 2021 on getting my knee together. I'm just trying to find me a knee brace, and that's going to be my go-to until I absolutely can't walk on my knee. That was the story time. I'm sorry for the in and out of focus. I'm guessing it's really just depending on the lighting right now. But I don't know where the ring light is, and I wasn't going to go bother to go find it. But I hope you guys did enjoy. You don't have to be like sympathetic over it. It did happen years ago, so it doesn't, like I said, affect me anymore. But I feel like that's something I should share. I don't think I've ever shared that with you guys. So I hope you enjoy hearing a little bit about my life and my survival. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.